What is up, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? Welcome to Chill with Pete, the coffee break catch-up series that you put on in the background. Whilst we catch up, I catch you up on what's been going on, hobby-wise, my life, this, that, the other, anything else I can think of, really. So, yeah. And I'm just gonna move this boom arm a little bit because I'm still not happy with the configuration. Well, I'm not. It's not that I'm this happy with it. I mean, I'm very happy with the setup. I just don't know which way, what angle. I don't know. I guess everybody has. Everybody I watch on YouTube or Rumble or wherever, they seem to have their own setup. The way they set their gear up, the way they record their videos, this, that, and the other, and I don't know. I always seem to be in a state of constant evolution. Just checking on my water pot. My water evaporates. Anyway, enough of that. So this is a coffee break catch-up series. Although I've got tea tonight because it's night time. It's Friday night, and we'll do some hobby because it's been a long week, and it's been a long week for two reasons. It's been the first full week at work I've done for a while, for several weeks, because of long weekends or whatever. And the other reason is it's been a long weekend. A long week because I've been looking forward to this weekend because it's the start of my holiday. I've got a week off now. Yes, whole week. Planet of the Apes mug. Right. So I built my mounted Romans. Here they are, 3 of them, and I've put them on MDF bases that will suffice. Started building the sprue that came with Wargames Illustrated for the gladiators. So that's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be very interesting, actually. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I've already built the Lannister or whoever he is, Senate guy, whatever, pompous Roman git. Put him on a round base. He can serve as like the head of whatever gladiatorial arena I have in my campaign, which will happen and is planned. So yes, I've got a gladiatorial arena event planned for the campaign. I've got certain key events planned for it, but you guys know that if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, and I mean a few years, you can probably go back to when I first started talking about it. And I suppose it all culminated from my first ever run through of D&D as a solo game back in the day when I was really tinkering with solo as a way of playing the games. COVID hit and we all got locked in and all that other crap, and but it forced games designers and people to become more clever in the way they approach games and gaming and designing games. So solo really took off. So I got a lot to thank the situation for that, because I love solo gaming. In fact, I prefer it now. I haven't played in a group for years now. All my gaming is solo, and that's funny because that's how I started off, like with the old Fighting Fantasy, and that was as a solo. Started as a soloist, and I'm going to end as a soloist. So, but I had some fun times along the way. But I'm not here to reminisce about that. Let's talk about my work first. Like I say, it was a long week, very long week. It seemed to drag, but like I say, that was just because I was anticipating my holiday. found a new YouTube channel to watch, which is kind of cool. I might do a video on that in the future, because give the channel a bit of a boost. It's funny because you'd probably be surpassing me within 12 months and leaving me for dust. That's fine. But all these, they can't do it without like a leg up, so to speak. So why not? A question I've been asked a couple of times over the years, actually, and I've never included it in a P&Q, probably because I've never really wanted to think about it, I suppose, that much. I mean, I might have included it once or twice, but I never delved into it, and that's why do I think my channel hasn't taken off as quickly as other channels. I mean, it's growing steadily, sure. And I suppose the main reason, obviously, is because I'm a hobby butterfly. I can't stick to one thing. I like to include everything. I like to include miniature painting, tabletop gaming, tabletop role playing, solo gaming, and all these other things. Philosophical chats, deep dives. It's probably too vast of a load of topics to cover, and I really take my hat off to you guys who narrow your channels down to real specifics, and you get stuck in, and you go full throttle on whatever it is you're focused on, whether it's Warhammer, and not just Warhammer in some cases, just a certain army in some cases. I mean, when I was heavily into Warhammer, I've always loved Warhammer, and I always will. But when I was heavily into it, I mean, I could never stick to one army. I felt limited. I suppose even a couple of armies, I felt limited. I wanted to do a little bit of each of them to see what it felt like, just to get the feel of the army. And I think you can't really do that until you start building and painting miniatures from said army, and playing a couple of games with them if you can. And yes, that's what I did, but man, did it affect me financially. God, I spent loads of money on the hobby, but that's okay. So I've kind of calmed down with the Warhammer now. Still love it. Am I going to invest in 11th? Probably not. But yeah, I'll just see how it goes. I will quietly watch it from the background. I will watch it from the sidelines and see how you guys tackle it and whatever else. I mean, good news if the Emperor is coming back to the story again, or if he's coming awake. That's good news. I mean, I don't know if he is. It's just a rumor I heard. I don't know anything about it, so that's that. What else have I been doing this past week? Well, as you can see, I've built and built and glued the Roman mounted Romans onto their perspective basis. I got this neat looking 3D printed prison cell, which will be good. I can put the odd miniature in there. It'll be nothing to paint that one up. Yeah, just for like a little tiny bit of terrain. I don't want to go ape with the terrain. The majority of the camera, I mean, as long as my characters and monsters are painted, I'm okay with that. I would like them to have some sort of representation on the table, and a basic, what's the word? Overview of where they are. Like the scene. I want to set scenes. That's how I want to play my solo RPG. I've decided, and did I get anything further with Warlock Magazine? No, I didn't get any further with that. I think I purchased another fighting fantasy book. Couldn't tell you which one. One of the later ones, obviously. With another one on the way, I think. And I've been watching this channel. Um, I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. Something like Game Books or Gaming Books Stripped Back or something like that. I will do a proper video on that at some point and promote it as best I can. And he's going through each Fighting Fantasy book, which is something I wanted to do, but it seems like someone else has already done it. I mean, I can do that. I won't do it like he's done his, because I don't want to do what's already been done, or rip anything off. I just procrastinated too much, and then someone else has started doing it already. I mean, they've been around for donkey's years, haven't they? So I could have done it years ago and started earlier. But I think now is a good time to do these things. I mean, what am I now? I'm 55 years old now, and it would be good to go back, like the gentleman in that channel is doing, revisiting them and seeing if they're do I remember them? Do they stand up to my memory of them? Ones I might have thought of as hard at the time, will I find them easier now, or vice versa? Because it seems my views or my early memories of the earlier books differ from a lot of people. And some people, what some people found easy, I found difficult. And what they found difficult, I found easy. As a general rule, I always found Steve Jackson books harder, usually. I think that's the case with most people, but there are a couple of surprises along the way. But anyway, I'm not here to go on about Fighting Fantasy specifically, although I did get the Fighting Fantasy board game that arrived last week, and my Dragonbane, of course, which I spoke about, which I will want to do an unboxing of at some point, because I think that's going to be cool. I really do. What else? I haven't planned any videos for the week off that I have had. My week is going to be quite busy, because I want to do things in the week. It's my holiday. It's my leave. Before I have to go back to work, so I want to do that. There's a place called Wildwood that I want to go to, like a big nature reserve. And I want to take my camera or cameras, take a lot of pictures and maybe some footage. I want to go there. I love to see animals in nature and all that kind of stuff. I just love that. So I'm going to be doing that. Probably make a video on it. Probably. Because that's another thing I do. I like days out, trips out. I make videos of. They're memories. It's my channel. My channel is not just about my hobby. It's about everything. It's a bit of everything, really. It's kind of what defines my life away from the camera. Although I'm on camera talking about it, which is odd. It's kind of a weird situation, isn't it? Depicting my life away from the camera, but depicting it on camera. But it's easier to document than like write a book about it or whatever else. I always wanted to write a book when I was younger. Turned out my wife ended up being the one to write books, which is great because I much prefer the editorial support role than the actual writing role. I feel more comfortable in doing that. And also, I think we make a great team as a writing duo. I'm not that I'm writing it, but come up with ideas, suggest edits and tweaks. So that's good. I provide a spark, and she does the magic. So that's good. But it's all time consuming, isn't it? And the whole work thing. I really want to work on this next year. I really want to work on reducing my mortgage as much as I can. so that we can get it paid off earlier. I know it's going to take several years, but you gotta plan for this kind of a thing. Now, as soon as we can pay off our mortgage, as soon as we can look at reducing first, and then our hours at work, and then eventually retiring when we get to retirement age, and then might be able to afford to retire. That'd be good. I envy everybody who's retired. I'm not retired. I'm just tired at the moment. So yeah, but then I'll be able to plow more time into this wonderful hobby I've got, and yeah, I can do so much more, and invest so much more time and effort into it. I can split my time between my channels. I've got a couple of channels, and I haven't. It's true, I haven't done anything for my other channel for a while, on my other channels for a while, but it is something I would like to get back to at some point. So you never know the future. Who knows the future, right? Anyway, let's have a sip of tea. This is calming tea, by the way. So, not a sleepy tea, just a calming tea. Now, what else? Oh, we bought Dylan a new harness for him to wear because we've noticed he's still growing just a little bit. He's growing. He's not putting weight on. He's still quite lean, but he's grown. He's grown in length and sort of girth. But he still looks sleek. He's just overall slightly bigger, and he needed the next size up harness so that he can comfortably walk around in that, and I think he feels much better in it actually, because I think the other one was starting to pinch him a little, and so we thought, well, let's get him a new harness, and that's good. And he really seemed to like it today when we were using it for the first time today, when we took him out at lunchtime, because it didn't arrive until after this morning's walk. Arrived in the morning, or just before lunchtime. We thought, well, do you know what? Let's try it on him, and he loved it. So we walked him around the block, and not the block, where we go when we just want to do a short walk. Because we weren't sure about the weather, to be honest. It's been funny weather lately, and so we needed to go somewhere where we could come back quite quickly if we needed to. Anyway, he saw someone he really likes, and when Dylan sees someone he likes, his whole body wiggles, not just his tail, his whole body goes. And he's not like that with everyone, just certain people. But he likes who he likes, and he feels robbed if he doesn't at least get to interact with the person he's seen that he knows he likes. But fortunately, today it was a lady. I don't know her name. She might have told us, but I can't remember. But she lives along the route that we take him sometimes. She drove past, and he saw her, and he started, whining and wiggling his whole body. And we were walking on, but he was still looking back and whining and wiggling his body. Anyhow, she got out of the car and she came straight towards us. I said, he's not going to be happy until he's seen you. And then he was happy. Bit of interaction, bit of scratching behind the ears and telling him what a lovely boy he is. And he was happy then, and we could just move on. So that's good. In other news, what have I got to tell you? I don't know. I've been reminiscing a little bit, as I do. You know me, I'm like Mr. Nostalgia. But I was thinking about where I live here now. When I was a youngster here, there used to be a social club in Seaton, the Seaton Social Club. I loved it. It held many great memories for me, including a snooker hall, which obviously I was too young to use, but I do like a bit of snooker. Not that I'm any good. I'm hopeless at it, and even worse now, I can only see properly out of one eye. But But I do have a snooker cue in the loft somewhere, and I would like to just have a knock a few balls around sometime. I'm very, very rudimentary when it comes to the game, but I enjoy it. That's the thing. I mean, I used to have a small snooker table when I was a kid. I don't know what it was, 5 foot, 6 foot, whatever. Probably a 5 foot, 5x4 or 6x4 or something like that. I don't know, whatever the sort of those sizes were around when I was a kid. I had it set up in my bedroom. Used to play on it for hours and hours and hours. I loved it. Probably overall, out of all the gifts my parents got me when I was a child, probably it ranks one of my favourite. Getting a little snooker table to have a knock around on, because wow, fantastic. I just spent hours and hours and hours on it. I got quite good at the little table. Obviously, you go on a bigger one and it's like doesn't work the same. But yeah, I got quite good at it. But anyway, I really got. Anyway, I've gone right off on a tangent now. So I was reminiscing about the social club. So I was looking at some old photos of the social club from when I was, from before, when they demolished it, made way for retirement flats. I think it was they built. Well, actually, I know that's what they built. And a load of people were saying, it's such a shame and they miss it. And the nearest place to me now is Collerton, that's got snooker tables. There's a social club in Collerton that's got a couple of snooker tables. Well kept, it says. But problem is, I could travel all the way. Well, it's not all that way. It's not that far, but a tram ride at least. A tram ride to the social club, and then I wouldn't be guaranteed to get on a table there anyway. So I don't know. I might check it out sometime and see. Who knows the future, right? Who knows the future? I certainly don't. Yeah. I don't know the future. I don't know what will happen. Anyway, that's that. So what else have I been doing apart from reminiscing about that? Reminiscing about Fighting Fantasy. My friend's still reminiscing on his Toshiba MSX. So basically reminiscing about his old computers, the 8-bit retro computers. And whenever we talk on the phone, we talk about that. And computers back in the day and who had what computer, and it's all good. I told you about Dragonbane. I got that. I got the box set for that. So I'm looking forward to opening that and seeing what's in the starter box set, because I am genuinely curious to see what the standees look like. It's got like cardboard standees in it or whatever, and so that's good. And then I guess you can just replace the standees with either metal or plastic miniatures as and when you get them, if you so wish, which is good. It's supposed to have an old school feel like the old Dungeons and Dragons, but instead of rolling high, you need to roll low under your skill scores. I'm okay with that nowadays. I kind of adapted to that. I think I might have said in a past video, it was Call of Cthulhu that got me into that sort of way of thinking of it, because that was more of an investigatory game rather than, and a skill based game rather than combat. I know D&D is more of or that type of, that ilk of RPG is like dungeon crawl, hack and slash type of thing. But roll high, roll low, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Been going for 24 minutes. I guess that's typical time for a chill with Pete. I want to get this video out there because it's a series. It's not the most popular of series I do. I think the most popular ones I do as I think the most popular series I do is usually solo role playing or tutorials if I'm doing something Warhammer related. I might be doing something Warhammer related in the near future. I've got a Baneblade, I think I've mentioned that before. I'd like to get that out of the box, built and painted and then displayed, because one, it's an incredible model, and two, the box takes up a lot of room that I could seriously use. I could do with the space back. I'd like to reclaim some of my space, if that makes sense. Yeah, you know. So I would like to do that. Can you hear the seagulls? I think the window's shut as well. You know. Anyway, this wall here, I've got to replaster it and paint it. Since I've got to take the rest of the old plaster and wallpaper off sometime. Then I could put some pictures up here and here, perhaps. Although here would be probably the best place to put pictures. I get some small, like A5 type size pictures to put up. That'd probably be quite good. Yeah, so I might do that if I come across them. It's just coming across them. I don't buy enough magazines and whatnot to get like pull out posters and things like that anymore. So I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, is it? I mean, is there still I don't even know if there's still like an RPG role playing type magazine around, like what I'm doing on Warlock at the moment. When Warlock came out, I think that was a fantastic magazine, by the way. Shame it only lasted 13 issues, but uh, you know, that type of magazine, I miss it. You know, from the 80s, I miss a lot from the 80s, really do. Anyway, that's kind of been my week. You know, um, yeah. Health wise, I'm pretty much the same. I'm okay. I'm ticking on, ticking by. So we older guys say, soldiering on. You know, yeah. I'm soldiering on. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Um, and I'm just looking forward to doing some more painting or hobbying or whatever. Maybe get it on the beach video done and get that on my computer at least, so that I can edit it and render it and get it ready for upload to YouTube, which would be good. Yeah, so I don't know what videos I'll be doing. Might get a few shorts along the way this week. I like doing them because they're just nice and quick and easy. But you know, guys, I do minis as well, so I have the camera horizontal, but they don't go on too long. It's no more than about 3 minutes tops. Most of the time, it's just seconds anyway. But I just, you know, they're raw. They're not no intros or anything. Just, I mean, I'm quite a minimalist when it comes to that sort of thing anyway. I don't like the overkill of the intros and things on YouTube channels. It kind of dulls my interest somewhat. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple, but I'm not not the hugest fan of them. If I'm truthful. Right. Okay, I think that's enough jibber jabber from me. Certainly enough time for coffee to have been drunk. I've just been yabbering on, so let's get rid of this. Wow, I really have been yabbering on. Okay, wow. Thank you so much for joining me on this chill with Pete. I'll see you in the week. And yeah, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday or midweek, even when you see this video, I would imagine. But time of recording this is Friday night. Friday night in June. Anyway, don't forget, all brushes lead to war, my friends. I'll see you on another video. Bye for now. Bye-bye.